It's 1984, and Michael Lewis stands on Wall Street, surrounded by the noise and heat of a frantic trading floor at Salomon Brothers. The clinking of glasses echoes from the adjacent bar where traders play liar's poker, an absurd game where bluffing wins millions. But what if I told you this game was no mere pastime? It's a deadly serious metaphor for the deception, recklessness, and sheer charisma that ruled this fortress of finance. How did a kid like Lewis survive and thrive in that circus? Lewis doesn't just stroll in, he crashes into a strange, ruthless ecosystem where everyone's bluffing and the stakes are enormous. His journey starts bizarrely, a refusal and a lucky break. When Lewis first applies to Salomon Brothers, he's rejected flat out. But fortune intervenes. After some internal confusion, he's called back and hired. This wasn't about merit or credentials. It was almost random chaos disguised as talent scouting. It's a classic Wall Street move, a wild card selection to keep the system unpredictable and the insiders on their toes. The training program at Salomon was less like school and more like jungle warfare. Fresh recruits faced endless hours of sales, cold calls, mind-boggling bond math, and brutal competition with peers. Imagine a gladiator arena dressed in suits. Only the sharpest survived. This ordeal wasn't just to teach skill, but to weed out anyone without ruthless grit and cunning. Liar's Poker, the actual game, morphed into a dark apprenticeship tool. It's played with serial numbers on dollar bills, the highest combined number wins. But it wasn't about luck. It was pure bluff, intimidation, reading people like books, and knowing when to fold or double down. Success on that game directly translated to survival on the trading floor, where fewer scruples meant bigger paydays. The excitement of the trading floor is all about bonds, complex, lucrative, and transformed by government policies. But how did these pieces of paper become the kings of Wall Street? In the 1980s, U.S. government policies like deregulation and changes in Treasury auctions transformed bonds into a gold rush. Inflation was high, interest rates were soaring, and bonds became high-stakes assets. Salomon Brothers grabbed onto Treasury bonds like pros sharking a feeding frenzy, turning changes in policy into massive trading opportunities for those who understood the game's new rules. Lewis recounts the legendary Salomon gamble on inflation index bonds, linking returns to inflation rates. It was an exotic, almost arcane product at first. But as inflation scared the street, these bonds became hot commodities. The firm's traders turned these into cash machines by playing on market fears, government missteps, and information gaps, proving that understanding the product's mechanics was as crucial as boldness. This wasn't just about money. Traders became like generals commanding armies of securities, betting billions on moves that could make or break the economy. What seemed like reckless gambling was a calculated strategy built on intelligence, charm, and timing. Their success shifted Wall Street from mere finance to a high-stakes battlefield with national impact. Salomon wasn't just a firm. It was a gladiator arena fueled by ego, excess, and a hunger for glory. The personalities were larger than life, and so were the consequences. Lewis paints vivid portraits of traders like John Gutfreund, the firm's CEO, whose volatile temper and charisma set the tone. Floor traders partied hard, drank harder, and took insane risks. One story tells of a trader waving off a market crisis with a smirk, buying millions worth of bonds on pure nerve. It was a world where bluster often substituted for logic and bravado was survival. Liar's Poker was no metaphor. It shaped how deals were made. Deception was everywhere. Traders lied about prices, about positions, even about intentions. This culture rewarded trickery, where the ability to outwit your peers trumped honesty. It was a high-stakes version of everyone's bluffing, so you better bluff better, where boundaries blurred between business and con artistry. Then came October 1987, the infamous crash. The very tactics that fueled wild profits spiraled out of control. The market collapsed overnight, wiping out billions and shattering illusions of invincibility. In that chaos, Lewis reveals a brutal truth. The game's excess and deceit made disaster inevitable, yet it also birthed lessons that reshaped Wall Street forever. Back on that trading floor, the clink of poker chips fades, but the lessons echo loud. Michael Lewis survived by learning the ruthless dance of bluff and bravado, and so can you in any high-pressure game. Next time you face a risky decision, remember, it's not just what you know, but how well you play your hand. Try spotting the bluffs around you today. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.